All right. Let me just check my mic to make sure it's working, guys. Hold on. All right. Let me just check my mic to make sure it's working, guys. Hold on. All right. Let me just check my mic to make sure it's working, guys. Hold on. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not breathing into this. To make sure it's working, guys. Hold on. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not breathing into this. Looks like I'm getting some echo. Hold on. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not breathing into this. It just keeps echoing over and over again. Some echo. Hold on. Okay. All right. Let's see if this works. Just give it a sec. All right. Good morning. I think that the stream is working. I just have the stream running on multiple areas, and so I have to make sure and mute everything so it doesn't have a lot of feedback. Hope everybody's good. You guys were watching the Good Boy stream. Make sure maybe somebody can post that link. I know that a lot of you guys are wondering what happens. There's a Good Boy live stream that you can set in another tab, so you can watch that along with my stream today as well. Okay, so thanks for letting me know that the echo's gone. So it's been a fairly interesting morning with the Australian dollar, hasn't it? The odd just does not cease to keep amazing me with how much it keeps climbing. It should be falling, and it has. It should have been a long time ago, considering how much negative news has come out, and it just doesn't look great over there. Yet it's still climbing. So obviously some kind of manipulation going on here. We'll see what happens with the news, the New Zealand news coming out tonight. They're expecting to lower their rates, so I would think that this may cause some more drama on this pair, on all New Zealand pairs and Australian pairs as well. So keep that in mind when trading today. That the news. Let me pull that up for you just so you can see. So we have the cash rate news tonight, and it is expected to change. And so really be careful with your Kiwi pairs today in trading. I don't want you to get caught and lose a bunch of money because of trading the news. That's at 5 p.m. tonight. So keep your risk low and go from there. Okay. So let's talk about my current trade, which has been this trade has been in for we're on the third day now. I put it in on Friday. So actually, no, technically, it's been in for 4 days or more. It's been in this tight range for a long time, up and down, and I was so close to hitting my profit level. See that hairpin? I don't know if you can see it, but it went 1 pip below my entry, but I typically have a 2 pip spread on this pair. And so I missed my take profit level basically by 1 pip on this trade. Now I was watching it. I was actually watching this candle, and I was trying to decide if I was going to close out just a little bit early. But it was literally 1 pip away. It's so hard to know if it's going to just stop there or close out. So I kept it and let it play out. I saw this move. I saw this level was broken, and I was hoping that it would continue to go down. That didn't happen. So it keeps playing this range. And then this level is apparently still holding for me. It has been for a while. Now the thing is that I've been in this trade for quite a long time now, and I think that at this point I'm probably going to just cut it, not in a loss. I'll cut it if it heads back down, and I'll probably close it just in a small profit or break even. It's just too long. I'd rather take other positions that are moving better, cleaner. I'm already in 2 trades on this pair, so yeah, I will likely cut this before my take profit level is hit. Hey Nick, how's it going? Good to see you in here. I thought you might be asleep. Making sure that there aren't any other questions coming in. Yes, M Cho. Yeah, thanks for sharing it. You're welcome. I'm trying to keep. I'll let you guys work that out. So it looks like you're talking about a potential prop firm. Uh, how's it going, New York Storm? I don't only trade the EuroCAD. Or why do you only? I don't trade the EuroCAD only. I'm not really sure exactly where uh, you got that information from. I haven't traded EuroCAD in a while now, but I am in on the OddCAD though, if that's what you're talking about. So let's talk really quickly. I'm only going to take probably about another 20 to 30 minutes. And sorry, there's some construction going on above me, so hopefully it doesn't get too noisy for you guys. All right, so what's been going on? The euro climbed up in a big way over the course of the European session and this morning, the early New York as well. Uh, there's not a whole lot of reasoning for it to be pushing up. This move, this bit of a greenback that happened during NFP didn't really pan out, and people decided to continue to sell the dollar. So I'm looking for to counter this move up. So this move up already happened, and I'm looking to sell it and then for it to go back down. I haven't seen anything yet that indicates a push back down. I did see a very small candle, which was more like a line graph than anything, right here, which some people could consider as a harami. It's not. That's not a harami candle. I didn't take the position, and I passed on it. I also feel like the euro US dollar has more to go up as well before I enter any trades. I want to get it in at a better spot. Right now, there's not a lot of news coming out for the US dollar and even the euro as well. So I feel like this small trend will continue a bit. The next levels I'm looking at is up here. This level has already been broken and candles have already closed above. Now, in order for us to see if this resistance may hold in any way, we need a candle to close below that line. At least that's my understanding with my price action with trend lines and levels. So I'd be looking for that to close below a candle to be closed below my line that I just drew. And if it does, then it could have more on the downside. I do think that this will continue up. But for me, it doesn't really matter since I'll be looking to counter. I don't need to know how far this will go, or even if it will. So, moving on. The pound Japanese yen. That's continuing to go down. The pound's taking a bit of a dive at the moment. And all pound pairs are looking similar. The pound Australian dollar also taking a hit, and this one's taking the most of a hit since the Australian dollar has been climbing a lot in the last while now. Good boy still in that trade up there. He still needs another 10 or 15 pips to get out of his position and break even or profit. The Euro Australian dollar, I saw this candle happening. There's about 20 minutes left. This isn't really an engulfing pattern to me. I wanted to see this candle break the low here and then close where it is now. Then I might have taken that on the upside. No trade for me on this pair. Now guys, I'm actively looking for trades right now because I'm only trading one pair. I have a lot of margin to work with. But I don't see any opportunities at the moment. The US dollar Japanese yen, this engulfing candle, but it didn't really make a very clear low. There's a potential for a trade on this. Sorry for my acid reflux. Clearing my throat all the time. There is a push down here to this level, and this is an engulfing candle at the moment, but I want it to close above. I may take this trade. Actually, I mean, it just barely broke the low. You know, if you're looking at it, so the low in this candle was 100.963, and the low of this candle was 100.961. So barely did it break that low. So to me, if this closes above the open, I will take the next candle up, and that would be in about 15 to 17 minutes. It's 167 pips, which is pretty close to my minimum of that move. We're at a whole number, so the things that I'm considering are the candle, the engulfing candle here, if it closes positive. Then I'm also looking at the price, which is 101.149. So in here is definitely a whole number. So extra potential for bounce at that level if I get a reversal candle. So yeah, considering the facts or what I'm looking at, and if this candle's body closes above the open of the previous candle, I will take that position. So I will stay here for sure until that time happens. So you guys know of my of the trade I took on the pound US dollar. I entered here after the engulfing candle, the push down of 400 plus pips, engulfing bullish candle. I entered my trade on right about there, and 30 minutes later, I had a big push up and took 30 pips profit. I posted that trade here on the forum, and I also sorry, not the forum. Yeah, the forum and in the trading room. So I think some of you actually got that trade with me. No other positions on this pair. I'm looking for it to head back down and break that low again, and then I might potentially enter some more trades. Now, for those of you joining for the first time, I'm a counter trend trader. I look to counter the moves down with hints from price action candles. In particular, my favorite ones are Haramis and engulfing candles. I like to use those the most. But they have a particular look, and so if you don't know what they look like, make sure and check them out. I won't explain it to everybody every single time I have a stream. Thank you, SageFX, for explaining and helping out some of the members here regarding prop firms. Okay, so looking at the Australian dollar, it's pretty ridiculous, guys. It is getting pretty insane on this pair with how much it's moved. We're now looking at over 600 pips since the 27th of May. That's a pretty big jump. Now, I'm not seeing any indication that it's going to be selling off yet. This is not a candle for me that I usually will take. and so I will stay out of the odd USD. And another reason for that is because I'm also in the odd CAD. Since I'm in this trade, I likely won't be taking any other Australian dollar pairs. Um, Considering what's been going on with the Australian dollar, how it's been just climbing against negative news, uh, so I don't want to be double dipping at this time. So I'll just be staying in this trade until it breaks even or comes out with a small profit. No trade on the Euro odd that I'd be taking. I don't see anything. Euro Japanese yen, it's too ranging to me at this point. I don't see any potential for this trade for this pair as well. Not enough movement. Not enough movement in this area or in here. So you guys were wondering about the push on up on the Euro US dollar. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story here. So back on I think it was either Monday or Tuesday, Jay, the analyst Jay, put up a trade for buying the Euro US dollar. Now I was commenting on that trade idea and said that I thought it was a good one. And when I was commenting on it, since I have admin privileges, I accidentally deleted his trade idea. And it was really unfortunate because his trade idea was already getting negative votes. And I was trying to let people know that I thought it was good, um, and hoping to reinsure some positive votes for his idea. And the reason why is because you can see what's happened in that time. So when he posted that idea, it was when the market was doing that, and so it looked pretty rangy. And I guess people thought because of the NFP that it would continue down and break that level. That didn't happen. Obviously, it moved up. And I was saying the reason why I thought that his trade idea, which I think it was about in this area, was good, was because I was looking and seeing hints on some of the other pairs. I took a position on the UJ back here after this Harami. It moved up a bit and then it headed back down in a big way. I saw that trade happen, and I saw this peak also happening as well. And that wasn't the only hint that I was getting that the Euro US dollar was going to start heading on the upside. The other one I was getting was on the Euro Japanese yen, and I mentioned this in my previous previous streams. Those are 3 Harami candles after it pushes up. Now this isn't a big push in the up direction. It's only about 100 pips. But there are 3 Harami candles showing a potential move back down. And this was when the Euro US dollar was in its flat zone in here. That was happening on the Euro Japanese yen. Now the thing is that when I see this, I'm seeing that the US dollar Japanese yen is a lot of the time correlated. So when that pair is going down, the Euro US dollar is going up. As you can see, that's kind of what just happened. In this area down, and this area up. And so when I was seeing those hints, I was thinking, okay, I'd much rather be in a long position on the Euro US dollar than a short. Sorry, I'm seeing a lot of comments coming in. Just taking a read real fast. So it looks like Good Boy closed out. Just for an update to you guys. He made it alive. Okay, checking YouTube real quickly. All right, YouTube. Yeah, I'm checking what your questions are saying, what you're asking. Wow, you guys have a lot of questions coming in regarding pairs on YouTube. Uh, what do you think about the pound Japanese yen? Can we short? Now I'm gonna pick. I won't be able to answer everybody's questions. I'll pick the some that I feel are most relevant to the way I trade, and that could be relevant to the trading room on forexsignals.com. Okay, so where is okay? There it is. The I wouldn't be trading this pair. I am actively looking for trades in here. I don't see any candles forming that let me know that this is going to bounce back up. At least not yet. So the pound is on the downside, and for the time being, it may continue unless there's some kind of change in bias. I don't see anything on the 4 hour as well. I did see this small candle, but I decided to stay out of it. This candle here, that is a Harami from the candle before. But the candle before had a low. I would like this candle right here to make a new low, breaking that level, and then have the Harami candle. I also saw, so it would have been a sloppy signal. I didn't go for it. I also saw that this trade went up 18 pips, and then it went back down, breaking all previous low levels there and there. So I decided to stay out. I think I was also in on the pound US dollar at the time as well, and I didn't want to take that trade. So for the time being, it may continue to head back down. It could change at any moment. Just because it's in a trend at right now does not mean that it will continue to stay that way. So a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, it's in a strong trend right now. It's gonna keep going down. We don't know that. We don't know if it's when it's gonna retrace or if it's gonna change direction completely and go up. Some news could come out that sets off the price action and sends the pound on a buying spree. We just don't know what's going to happen in the future. Just because it's in a strong trend now does not mean it will continue. Uh, what are you asking about the pound US dollar? Charlie? Nick, was Jay's trade idea long, Ryan? Yes, his trade idea was long on the Euro US dollar. I can't remember what his stop levels were on it, but I believe it was somewhere in here. That was his stop level, and his buy was somewhere in here. It might have even been lower. This is a total guess, so don't take my word for it. But it was a good idea, and based on the crosses, I thought it had a really good chance of going into profit. And just from the hints I was getting on the yen and other pairs. Oh yeah, in to further my thinking that the euro US dollar would head up, I actually got this Harami candle on the US dollar Swiss franc. Now there were other Haramis that happened on this pair. Right here was one. That was one, but the push up wasn't enough, the retracement back up. So this one here was the one I was looking at. I almost took this trade, but decided against it. I took other pairs instead. But when I saw this happening, again, another indication, because this is a correlated pair to the Euro US dollar, that there was more on the downside. And again, that whole idea that I just mentioned, the Euro US dollar did push up. Now, because I knew that it was going to push up, I could have taken this pair and rode it up in some kind of trend trade. But the thing is that that's not my way of trading. It's a good way to analyze the market for me because I understand what's happening based off of the correlations with other pairs, and gives me hints into why to trade a pair and why not to. And so I decided to stay out at this time and just watch this take place. Now, just because I had a feeling, or because the crosses were giving me hints, doesn't mean that I'm some kind of a genius knowing that this was going to happen. It was a call. They were just hints for me. They were ideas, and obviously all we can go off of is educated guesses in the market, and that's what I had. Now I had more. I felt like I had more ideas placed upon this moving up, but still, uh, you know, my thoughts or my an analyst can only know so much. I mean, it's still still just a guess in the end. Okay. Uh, YouTube, you guys are really active today. I'm gonna switch you over to because I checked the thread or the messages more on forexsignals.com. Now you guys just sign up for free there, and you'll see a trading room where everybody is located. And you can ask questions there. There's trade ideas. You can follow traders as well, um, and it's a great community. What's my usual stop loss and take profit in pips? Sure. Yeah. So if you're looking at my current trade on the euro, the odd CAD, I have two positions, one at 0.05 lots, and then the other one is 0.10. Now this is not a martingale strategy. After my second order, I will continue to place trades at 0.01. Now you can see the same thing at my pending order up here, just in case the pair goes against me. I have another a sell limit at 0.1, and so this risk level will be staying the same throughout after the first order. I do this to protect myself on the first order, just in case trades go against me. I'm trading multiple pairs, about 16, and so trades will go against me about 20, 25 to 30% of the time. And when that happens, I'll be in much better position with a lower risk level or lot amount on the first trade. And I've been doing that for this week, and it's been working fairly well. So my take profit pips are usually 20 to 30 pips for my trades, for my first level trades. And when I have multiple trades in, like a basket, like you see here, I will usually shoot for 10 to 15 pips. So if I'm calculating that for you, there's my take profit for both my trades. So once that level's hit, both trades will close out. The first one is 35 pips, and the second one is 20. So 20 pips lost on the first order. So order 1, order 2 will be a 35 pip gain. And when they close out, so it'll give me an overall of about 15 pips profit. So the idea is, because this order is double the risk of this order, then instead of 15 pips profit, it's like I'll be getting 30 once this level's hit. So I'll be making a bit more money than I typically do with a flat risk amount of 0.1, which I was doing before. Stop loss has always been, since I started the SimpleTrader account, which you can see below the video on YouTube, guys. It has always been 7%, and I may change that. I usually gauge it from 5 to 7% of my account, of my total account. So I do not have a stop loss in pip amount. I have a stop loss in percentage, and yes, that does exist. You guys that still counts as a stop loss. I am always watching my trades. I also even have an EA that's running in the background to close out my trades, just in case that 7% is hit. Okay. Okay, Charlie, you're long on the pound US dollar. Yeah. Uh, well, I hope that continues for you. Like I said, I got in here and took my profit right up in that area. And so I look for basically what I've told people is I look for a good indication for reversal, like I saw there, and I take a small piece of the pie. So yeah, this definitely could continue, but it also could just plummet from here and break this level and go down. There's a small resistance point here, which seems to be affecting this. So we'll see if that breaks through. It broke through on one candle, but then directly the next candle after it closed well below. So you could see a bit of a range in this area before it decides to go down or decides to go up. I'm talking about trend lines. There's not really a whole lot of trend line action if you're zooming out on the 4-hour. It looks pretty rangy to me. We have this level here. There's a level here, here. I mean, there's just levels all over the place with this. There's not a lot of clarity with this pair right now. I'd rather trade other pound pairs in regards to what's going on here. If you're looking at trend lines, I mean there may be one on the 1 hour, but you're probably looking at something like this in regards to that. But if you're buying, that's right, you're buying. I mean, you could do a trend line. That's why I don't like trend lines. I really don't like trend lines, is because it's so hard to decipher like what price is doing. That's why I think that here we go again. I think that trend lines are not effective in trading, because you could do so many different ways. Oh, it broke here. It broke that trend line there. You know, this is ranging, and it could very well go down and break that level. I really don't think trend lines are effective. They're very rare that they're actually held. They hold these levels, and they don't mean anything to me. I would much rather be looking at level play, where the swing levels are, because I feel like those levels are much more effective than trend lines. Okay, so you're trading a trend line break on the CAD Japanese yen. Now hopefully I don't piss some of you guys off saying that because you really like trend lines. That's just my style. It's not something I like to do. The CAD Japanese yen is not something I typically trade. So sorry, buddy, Charlie, I might not talk much about it. Brexit was bearish for the euro than was more bearish for the euro than the pound. I don't expect more bearish momentum on the pound. The pound is going to rally due to the limited downside pressure. Well, that's a very powerful statement there, Fahad. Yeah, Fahad. I mean, you seem very sure about your I guess your analysis there. I don't know if that's going to happen. It very well could be. It's still just a guess and a thought, and it's not that information is not. Sorry, hopefully I'm not offending you, but I'm trying to just be very constructive. That information is not very beneficial for us, because yes, we could just take your call and say we want to sell the pound or buy the pound right now, but it could still continue to fall, just because it's reached a certain level and it's made new lows over the course of since the Brexit, doesn't mean it can't continue. It could still continue to fall in a big way over time. Things are not great over there in the UK, and they continue to in ways get worse. So I really don't know if what's going to happen there, and pretty much whatever everybody's trying to predict. If everybody's predicting one thing, doesn't mean that will come into fruition. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, yeah. It's very important to when you Fahad. It's very important that you say in your opinion on this kind of statement, because some people may try to ride with that with those ideas, and I try to always say I think this or I think that, even though I don't find that information very helpful, because I try to trade what I see. I try to I look at the price action, and I try to get as many hints about what's going on as possible, instead of trying to call the shots. Like, I think, okay, the euro Australian dollar is in a trend down. I think it's going to continue, so I'm going to sell right here. I'm going to sell right where the market is, and thinking that it's going to go down. That's not a very good call for me, because I'm not taking into effect the news. Where is the news? I should be looking at the news to see what's coming out on the euro Australian dollar. I should be looking at the price action candles and what's going on there. I can't just take a blind hit thinking that this is going to move down. That's not to me, that's not very effective trading. Yeah, thanks, Charlie. Thanks for your input. Sorry, I'm spending a lot of time answering other people's questions. Okay, coming back to uh, sorry guys, on forexsignals.com, I've neglected to look at some of your comments. I'm looking now, so give me a moment. Yeah, Gats, thanks for agreeing with me on the trend lines. I know that Jay uses trend lines, and he's had success with them. So it depends on how they're used, and if they're used with other confirmation. I don't think they can be used by themselves. I don't think direct trend lines can be used by themselves. It's a helpful insight, potentially helpful insight, but it can't be used by itself. Justin Bieber, what Ryan, what kangaroos you like? Tall or small ones? There's always got to be a kangaroo comment, doesn't there? Um, let's see. I'm not. You know what? I could go so. I don't. I could go a lot of inside jokes with that, and I'm just going to avoid that for now. I know what you're getting at, Justin Bieber. I'm not buying the bait. I'm not taking the bait. You guys are always talking about gold. Is it because of Hans? Is it because Hans does really well with gold? Is that the reason why there's so much gold talk? Or is it just because it's so the movement is crazy sometimes that you can really hit it big with it? Well, that's true. When some pairs are dead, the gold is still moving. Not always the case. Armin, what discussion on trade ideas are you talking about? Are you talking about my trade ideas, or are you talking about the ones that are placed right now? Do you want me to talk a little bit about the trade ideas that are currently posted? Yeah, Nick, everybody loves gold, and Hans has made that very popular too, I think. Um, and to be honest, I am really surprised how well Hans does with gold. It's a very, it has very drastic changes, and that's why to me it's pretty intimidating. And I'm honestly surprised that Hans is able to profit basketing on that with gold. It's pretty impressive, and I think that he's a great trader and has good control. One of the best I've seen, actually. I got you, Armin. Thanks for clarification. All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the pairs, and then I'm going to end for today. Okay, so I saw again more hints on the odd Japanese yen for a pushback down. That did happen over the last. This is a 4-hour chart, so this was yesterday, I believe, that this happened. I took the odd CAD instead of taking that trade, but it was very good. Looking for 20 to 30 pips on that push down. Again, odd CAD. No potential trades on the New Zealand US dollar, and I wouldn't be taking any anyway because it's a New Zealand pair, and the news is coming out on that in a few hours. And well, more like 8 hours, but I would decide I don't want to take my chances by entering a position when that news is coming out. Okay, so this looks like something's happening here. A 200 pip move just from that peak. Made a new low. Guys, this is looking like a potential trade here. Oh, I forgot to check. Okay, so this is a trade. This is a, for me. I don't think I'm going to take this. This is, I'll come back to the other trade in a second, but this is the engulfing candle that I'm talking to you about. So we have this move from the top there to the bottom. And we had a small engulfing candle here. It didn't quite go up. But we have this one here. This is a powerful one for me. I'm going to enter this trade and hope that I don't get killed by the yen. The yen has been very temperamental, and so I hope it is okay. I'm going to be taking a smaller risk amount, and then I'll continue to play this out. So I think what I'm going to do at this point is, because it's already in the negative, I'm going to place a pending order at the open. So 250. So this is what I'm going to do. Is I'm placing the pending order. Now the thing is that if I see some pretty heavy movement down, then my pending order will never be placed. But once it starts moving on the upside, my pending order will take effect, and then hopefully I'll get that beginning of that push in the direction that I'm wanting. Patrick, hi Ryan. I know have. Oh yes, that's right. Some of you asked about the euro pound. And that's a pair that I don't typically trade on using my counter trend because it's too ranging. But I do see some action happening. A new high with this candle. Well, let me load up my. So that new high that was made, and then that Harami candle. So the new high on the candle before. Inside candle. We still have 45 minutes left of this candle here. But if you're using my counter trend method, if this candle closes inside this bigger candle that happened before, then that would be some potential downside. This pair is not very volatile, so I'd only be looking for 15 to 20 pips on that move back down. But I don't typically trade this pair, like I said before. It's too much. There's too much ranging on this pair. Yes, it's been very trendy in the last while, but typically it's bouncing up and down, and I just it's good for ranging strategies, but not great for counter trend or trend trading, at least in my opinion. Okay, so I'll close that out for now. All you need to know about trading FX: technicals, fundamentals, support, resistance, fib retracement, etc. That's a lot of stuff that you need to know. Yeah, I mean the technical side and the fundamental side are the most important thing, and I include support, resistance, in the technical side as well. As most of you know, that I spend a lot of the time on the technical side, and some of you think that I don't spend enough on the fundamental side. The thing is that I don't think it's necessary to be a profitable trader to spend that much time on the fundamental side. I need to know the overall picture, what's happening with the pairs I'm trading, with in the environment of or the bias of what's happening with the pairs. Like for example, right now the Australian dollar has had a lot of negative news, but it's continuing to rise. That means that at some point it's probably going to fall, and once it falls, it will probably fall hard. But we don't know when that's going to happen yet. And obviously the NFP that happened last week, the FOMC statement, all those kind of things. You need to be aware of what's going on, so you can trade appropriately. People who invest in gold pound. Yeah, well that's true, Edmund. You're right. You're right about my sell limit. Thank you for clarifying. So 54, I think it was. Open was 51. So I'll leave it at 54 is fine. Thanks for for letting me know. That would have been a little bit of a mistake, wouldn't it? Okay, so coming back to the forum. Or forexsignals.com, I mean. Okay, so yeah, so you guys are saying the same thing. I placed a sell limit. Yeah. I will make sure that I don't do that in the stream again. Potter, if you're wondering where I'm reading all these extra comments from, is from YouTube. There's like a ton of people on there asking questions. Okay. So you see I have the correct buy stop in now, with the mistake of a sell limit in there. And I was talking about a pair. Now I don't remember which one it was before. Now, if you guys remember, on the New Zealand Japanese yen, I did take this trade. This was a Harami candle, and I entered and took my profit of 20 pips. But you see, this Harami candle acted as a support level, and a bounce back up, and it's moved back up ever since August 3rd. So for quite a long time now. So this area where I thought there was going to be a bounce ended up turning into a bigger bounce. Like I said before, I take a small piece of potentially a large pie. Okay, so guys, my US dollar Japanese yen trade was just entered. So this is what I was looking for. Since I entered late, about 15 minutes late, I saw it went down, and then a lot of times it will go down and then push back. There'll be a small push down and then it'll push back up. Now potentially that's why I did my sell limit, my buy limit, is so on the way back up, my pending order would be executed and I'd be entered at a decent place. Now, I could easily continue back down, but that's why I have my risk the way it is, so I can handle this kind of movement. So I'm going to set my take profit level. I'm only going to have it set to 20 pips on this trade. So not a lot. Okay, so there is also a odd US dollar trade that's looking pretty good right now. Uh, since I'm in on the odd CAD, I wouldn't be taking this. But if you guys look at this, this is a engulfing bearish candle. Now the high of this bearish engulfing candle is higher than the previous candle. This shows that that the market is maybe potentially slowing down with this small wick at the top, and then in this huge engulfing candle that closed well below the open of the previous candle. So I would expect, not expect, but I would think that some potential more on the downside after this candle. That's in regards to the price action. But we know what we know is that the Australian dollar has been moving erratically since even with all the news statements coming out. This sometimes happens when a pair will continue to climb up and ignore a lot of these price action techniques because there are too many buyers in the market, especially on this particular pair. And so this bearish engulfing candle based on the technical side could be ignored if there's too much buying pressure on the odd. So this could be an indication where sellers may enter the market here, and then it could go on the more on the downside. I don't know if that's going to happen, but on the technical side, at least that's what I'm seeing. All right, so I'm just going to answer a few more questions, and then I think I'm going to end for today. Yes, thank you First Last for that correction on the UJ again. So it's continuing to head down a little bit. Again, I would hope for a wick candle and then push it back up. But that also means that this needs to start heading down as well. Bearish engulfing on the Euro US dollar. Didn't make a new high though. At least I don't think so. This could go back, could go down. Now I think that this retracement is limited, just like this one was, and this one was limited as well. So this could be limited. That is why I'm only looking for 20 pips on this UJ. Now again, the biggest points for me taking this position is the engulfing candle after I push down, the whole level, the whole number, and not much on the fundamental side. There's not a lot of news coming out, and so I'm hoping that this price action will hold on the technical side, and I could get my 20 pips. Now, if I don't have the 20 pips profit that's hit, then I will enter another position. Now, my second pending order will be placed. I change my risk. Make sure that is the amount. Yeah, 50 pips. That looks pretty good to me. That's a pretty good level. That's the last full low that I see. I raise it just a little bit. Sorry for the sounds. I want to make sure that I get the bottom of those candles, the candle body. There we go. Okay. So that will be my next pending order. So if the pair goes against me, that will be executed, and I'll look for more on the buy side. On the strength of the dollar, in that hopes there. So yeah, I'll just wait it out. I'm in two pairs right now. Still looking at the odd CAD, and nothing much going on there. Although this level up here is still holding. The news is coming out tonight for the New Zealand dollar, and the cash rate is happening. This will affect my trade. Now, since the rate may be changed, then I would expect more on the down. But as far as the news has come out in the past week or two, that hasn't affected the odd much. So I'm in really low risk right now. I'm only at $23 in the negative on a $9,593 account. So that's really low drawdown at the moment. I have a lot of margin left. And I really want to press you guys for looking at your margin level in percent. I have almost 2,000 in margin percent, which is a lot. But you guys need to look at this number more when you're trading. I find that a lot of you ignore it. Once this gets too low, you run out of margin and you get yourself into trouble if you're on the negative side. So keep an eye on that. You don't want things to get. You don't want your margin. To me, I don't want my margin to ever get below 400 or 500%. That's still getting a little bit low. It doesn't. It means that my trades that I currently have in don't have a lot of breathing room, and I don't want to risk a margin call by putting too many trades in. So keep that in mind. Look at that and try to find importance in it. Okay, so there's a couple more questions. Are you deciding what pairs to trade rather than just on any, just a signal on any pair? I used to trade 8 pairs. In the pairs that I would trade were the Euro, the EU, the GJ, the GU, the UJ, the EA, the AU, the EJ, the GA, AJ, AC. Actually, no, just the AJ. Let's see, that's that 8 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it was these 8 pairs that you see here. So from the pound Australian dollar to the left, I think you can see which pair those are if you zoom in. Those are the pairs that I was trading before, and I trade on the 1 hour and 4 hours, 4-hour chart on those pairs. I've recently added other pairs as well, and I look at the 4-hour on the other pairs. So the only pairs that I look at, the 1 hour and 4 hour, are these 8 pairs. These are my favorite pairs to trade. Low spread, and I think that they're a little bit easier to read in price action, and they follow those price action. I guess my price action rules better than potentially better than some of the other pairs, and so that's why I stick with them. Let's see. Any other questions before I head out? I have 9,000 kangaroos in my account. Yes, Justin Bieber. But if you want to be really with the numbers, it's 9,593 kangaroos. Juggler. Well, I hope we're right then. If we're both in on this UJ. Okay, so just for fun, before I end, I know that you guys like to see some crazy stuff, so I'm gonna talk real briefly about my signal, and then get into a couple of other fun things. So let's bring that up. So here's my signal, and you can see these are my stats over the last I think 19 weeks. You can see I'm in profit of 9.94%. I have a win percentage rate of $73.47. And you can see all my stats over the last few months as well. So that is what you can copy on SimpleTrader. Now the thing is that Nick and I have set up a special for everybody, so you can copy my signals free for 2 months. Now here's the page that you can check out. I'm going to post it in YouTube and on forexsignals.com, just so you can check it out. Guys, this offer expires in 2 days. So if you haven't joined my signal yet, you should do that because this will be gone on Friday the 12th. As you can see here, this offer expires on the 12th. So you will not be able to get free 2 months service after that date. So if you've neglected to get your free 2 months, you need to sign up today or tomorrow because I will be taking down that private link after that time. What's my relationship with forexsignals.com? I've been asked to do a stream for them pretty much, and based off of my trading history, and since I'm a counter trend trader, a little bit different than a lot of the traders do. A little bit, I guess that my style is a bit different, and so the admin Nick was interested in what I had to offer there, and so I've been doing a stream there for about a month now. And then hopefully at some point I'll be taken on as an official trader for forexignals.com. Check it out the website. It's not my website, and you can see what they have to offer. They have Nick's goal is to go from is to gradually reach or eventually reach $1 million of his own trading money, and you can see how he's going about doing that by copying the signals from other traders that he's found. So go ahead and check it out. It's a really cool, interesting idea and a cool website that you can find some really good traders there as well. Who is my mentor? I've never really had an official mentor. My unofficial mentor is I won't say his full name for disclosure, but his name on Forex Factory is Trader34, and he introduced to me counter trend trading, and in this particular type of way, we're looking at price action to counter the trend. Now, before I met him, I was doing basket trading. I was heavy into basket trading and was looking at techniques with that and money management. And so I was in ways countering the trend during those baskets. So I guess in the short, I was doing some counter trend trading, but wasn't looking at it in the way I feel like I should, in the way I am now. And so I was taught a lot from him. Very knowledgeable guy, knows crazy amounts about the fundamental side of the market and also the technical side. I would say that I've said this before, and you guys have heard me talk about him. But for the new traders here, one of these is the smartest traders out there, I think. It has a really unique look into the market than pretty much anybody else that I've seen or heard. To use MACD as a barometer for trading. I don't. I used to use the MACD for trend trading, but I don't anymore. I feel like any kind of indicator is lagging and slow, causing potential losses. So yeah, guys, take advantage of my signals before my free signals before they're out. And after 2 days, I'll be taking it down, and then I'll go back to charging $60 or $59 each month. I'll still include a free trial. You can get that directly from my SimpleTrader account, the free trial. So if you go to SimpleTrader and you look up Orion Analyst US Compliant Signal, you will see that you can also sign up there, copy my trades, and you'll see I also offer a free week trial there. So once the 2 months is done, and if you missed it, then you can still get a free week at least. Okay, so how is my UJ trade doing? It's kind of slow. I'm looking at that candle. My odd-cat is doing better. Again, it's looking like that resistance level up there is holding. Hopefully it heads back down a little bit. I'll probably close this out at break even, maybe small profit. I'll see how the price action looks over the next couple hours though. and base it on that. Okay. Yeah, Justin Bieber, you're right. That's the thing that a lot of traders do not have, especially new traders. They don't have patience, and that's why a lot of new traders like Good Boy, because he's most of the time he's in and out of trades in 10 to 15 minutes. But then there also comes along with huge risks for total loss. I mean, in this case, it's 40%, which is pretty substantial. But with me, my trades usually don't last longer than 24 hours. Let's see, average trade length is 14 hours. So you don't need a ton of patience with me, but you do need some. Because my trades aren't closing in 10 to 15 minutes a lot of the time. I did have one last night that was closed in 35 minutes. Um, but yeah, you do need patience, and keep in mind that I'm not an emotional trader, and I'm looking at all the hints I can get on the technical side, on the news side, and keeping in trades on that knowledge. So that's why I've been staying in this trade, is because I don't see a point right now to close it out. But since I've been in it for a while, that is something that I'm watching, and I may end up closing it out for a break even, so I can find better opportunities elsewhere. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, the interesting things I was going to show you. So I'm still trading this demo account. So I told you guys that this is kind of a fun account, and for those that are copying you, I don't recommend this. But you can use my current system that I'm using that you see here on SimpleTrader. That's made 9.94%. Now since July 25th, I've run that's signal at 13 times the risk. So since July 25th, this account has made 76%. I think that it was at 1% when I started. Yeah, it's had a 63% drawdown, but it's also made 77% profit as a total. And I'm currently still in trades. So 36% in July, and then so far in August, I'm up 29%. Yeah, 13% is 13 times is high risk. That means that if I have a 7% loss, like you see what happened here, see that dip? If I had that loss again on this account, it would be totally wiped out. Now that's the risk that comes along with trading like this. Now see, Good Boy, that's the problem that he doesn't tell anybody. He doesn't tell anybody that risking his current risk level means that if he didn't have that 40% cutoff, he would risk the entire account. So he's not letting you know that this is what could potentially happen trading like this. He's basically trading like this at way higher risk and risking the entire account, whatever it may be. And so if he has a losing trade that he doesn't close out and it keeps going against him, which is usually anywhere from 100 to 80 to 100 pips, if the trade goes against him, then he is at total loss on that account. And so that's what comes along with this type of trading. Yes, huge gains, but potential to lose the entire account on top of that. Now this is a demo account. I'm not, like I said, I'm very transparent. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's a demo account, and it's a 500 to 1 leverage account as well. You need 500 to 1 leverage to trade like this at 13 times the risk. I should let you know about that. Okay. So it's just a fun account. I'm actually starting a $1,000 live account with the 13 times risk level as well, just to see how things pan out. Nick asked me to do that for future reference, so I am doing that, and I've just started it last week. So I will post that account depending on how it does in the coming weeks or months. Sometimes juggler, yeah, 8 good boys and trades longer than 10 to 15 minutes. It depends on the price action. Well, not the price action. It depends on the volume of the market. Yeah, that's juggler. That's 67% drawdown on that account. I had a double entry on that demo account that I just showed you, which caused it to go a little higher. It was 63, sorry. It was 63%, you're right. Which was a little higher than it should have been. The account should have been around 50% drawdown, I think, which is not that much different than 63. But yeah, it's definitely 63% drawdown to make a 77% profit. Now Nick has showed interest in me doing high risk trading like this because some of you guys like it so much. Again, I don't really like doing it because I don't think it's valuable trading when you always have to worry about your money disappearing and in hoping that somebody will make 100% profit before there's total loss, so you can withdraw your money and then you're just messing with profit. Why live like that? In my opinion. Some of you guys like to take that risk, but for me, I'm not that type of person that wants to take gambles like that. But I know that some of you are, so that's not going to change. Okay, so my UJ is not looking amazing, but at the moment, we're only in about 11 pips drawdown. 50 pips from my first order to my second, just about. Okay, so what I'm going to end with you guys today is something kind of awesome. So turn up your speakers. I know that there's so many people that are post things about Hillary Clinton and how, I guess, crazy she is. But some people should post more about Donald Trump and what's going on with him. So if anybody hasn't seen this, turn up your speakers because this is pretty hilarious. He just messed up here completely, and he didn't even realize it, or if he did, he just went right past it. So here we go.
This tax will also end job-killing corporate inversions and cause trillions in new dollars and wealth to come pouring into our country. And, by the way, into cities like right here in Detroit.
Yeah, guys, he just said titties instead of cities. Yeah, and didn't even acknowledge anything of it. There was no smile, there was no smirk, nothing. So I don't like Donald Trump, and I really don't like Hillary that much either. But I still feel like Hillary's the lesser of the two evils. Hi Ryan, I'm on SimpleTrader. Do I have to register? If so, would you be under a standard user? Let me post that link again, so you can get the free 2 months. I hope that's what you're referring to. I don't know a lot about the sign up process since I'm a signal provider. It's probably better for you to go to SimpleTrader support and ask them exactly how to set up, because I'm not going to give you all the best answers for that. Some people here may be able to do that or help you out. What do I think about the FX Viper situation? Let's see. Let me just check his count real fast. Okay, so this is Viper's account right now. He's held on to these negative Euro US dollar trades and had a chance to close out at a small loss back a while ago when it reached right in here and also in here, where it was I think back in here it was like such a small drawdown of like 1% and he didn't close it out. Uh, and he's in quite a lot of drawdown right now. But this is his 3 times the risk account, so he's not in a massive drawdown overall on his main account. But he is in quite a few trades right now. I think that this is my personal take on Viper. I think that he's a talented guy. I think he's a talented trader, and he's shown that, especially on this account since May 2014. But I do think that he's held on to these positions too long. And the longer that you hold on to something, the more luck you need to get out of that. Right now, I feel like he's needed luck during this whole entire drawdown period of holding on to his euro US dollar uh, positions. Now, he may disagree with me. If I were to talk to him saying, like, I know that the euro situation is weak, and he may be right, saying that the euro should be losing value because of this or that. The economy is bad, the Brexit, the negative Brexit. But if you remember, he was holding on to these positions during the Brexit, which is to me a huge no-no already. That you'd be holding on to negative trades during a Brexit move like that, or an economic view or event like that. And that put and he got lucky on that move on what happened there, and it caused the euro to fall. Now, I still think he's a great trader, and he's proven that. But I do think that again he held on too long and needs to cut these euro trades so he can start profiting like he was in back in April and before. Uh, Matum, I am not using any indicators. I'm a naked trader, but not literally. So hopefully you're not thinking that. Um, do you think Viper and Good Boy check your account? I don't know what you're asking. Yeah, naked smiley face. Yeah, I know, I gotcha. What is your most trusted candle pattern? Well, right now for me, I love the Harami candle. Now, if some of you may know, there's different opinions of what a Harami candle is, and I do use a Harami candle in a particular way, um, and it has to be followed, not followed, but the past price action has to look a certain way for me to take the Harami candle as a trigger. Okay. So my favorite candle for price action is probably the Harami, followed by a close second of an engulfing candle that I've mentioned to you guys before. So my U.S. dollar Japanese yen trade is now heading into small profit, as you can see here. So what happened? I was hoping that would happen would be a dip down and then a potential move back up, and hopefully that's happening right now. Wooly. Viper's my FX book. Drawdown tells that he was wrong. Well, it's like he's said this before that he can handle the drawdown. And this is, like I said before, again, he's his 3 times risk amount. This is his 3 times risk account that I'm showing right here, which is probably not a great representation of what he does. Let's see if I can find his standard risk. Here's the master account. So you can see that the master account only has 3.3% drawdown. And I think that's, I'm not sure if that's his personal account or not. but only 3% drawdown. So he's thinking, oh, 3%, that's not a big deal, and I can handle that. I can handle that drawdown. But he also has to take into consideration that there are other traders, or a lot of his traders, are trading the 3 times level. And so the 7% or exceeding 7% is kind of a big deal for a lot of traders. And that's one reason why I cut my trades at 7% loss, so I'm not holding on to negative trades too long, because once you hold on to them too long, then it starts becoming luck of it reversing again and helping you. It's just, like I've said this I've used this analogy before. The farther that you're away from home, the harder it is to get back there, get back to home without some kind of GPS. So imagine trying to moving a mile or walking a mile away from your home, and then trying to get back home without a GPS. And then 2 miles, 3 miles, four or five. The farther you're away, the harder it is going to be for you to get back there. And so that's my, I guess, analogy having to do with holding on to negative trades too long. But since he's aware that he can handle the drawdown, and so that's his prerogative, and that's what he's done over the course of a long period of time. Ryan doesn't have longer trading history. No, Viper has longer trading history than me. I have been profitable for the last 15 months. You can check out my my stats page. I've showed this again to you guys before, and I apologize for those of you that have seen it already. So this is my stats page that you can see my current stats. Same thing that is on SimpleTrader as well. Just looks a little different, but it's the same stats that you can see. And now if you scroll down to that page, my name is Little Red Rye on my FX book. You can see that link also on the thread that Nick started as well. So if you scroll down, you can see all of my trading accounts over the last 15 months. You'll see one that ended in the negative, and I ended in the negative because I had a loss, and I made that back, and I couldn't finish making it back before ATC went bankrupt, and I was forced to FXCM, and I had a couple accounts at FXCM before I moved over to Oanda. So these are all my accounts. I haven't deleted any, and you can see the profits that I've made on each of them over the last 15 months. And you can also see that I've withdrawn my money from each of the accounts as well if you look through the history. Okay. Well, maybe I'm going to end there. My trade is in profit now. It's still moving in the positive direction. I'm not in a lot of pips profit right now. Maybe if it heads back down, I might post this trade idea so you guys can take it as well. But since you've seen it in the stream, maybe it's not even worth it. So as you can see what's happening right now, the Euro US dollar is moving down, and the US dollar Japanese yen is on its way up. Sorry, those of you on YouTube. I have not been looking at what you've been saying. Okay, so if those of you are still watching, I'm going to cover these questions, and then I'm going to end the stream. I was wondering about parabolic SAR. Does work with moving averages? I used to use a parabolic SAR back a while ago. Most of the trading techniques that I used with it were not effective long term. I couldn't make the indicator effective long term because it is still lagging, just like all the other indicators do. They just lag, and so you get into trades too late. Lots of false signals, even if it's with the trend. So I'd found it to be not effective in the long term. The odd pairs are short with odd USD. Yeah, I mentioned to people already about the nice engulfing candle. That's a decent signal, and I would have marked that as a good trade if I wasn't in the odd CAD already. And I would have been looking for 20 pips on this trade, and it's halfway there. So it's great. It's a great signal. Yeah, glad that you guys found the the little Donald Trump video, fairly entertaining as well. Yeah, Giorgio Borco, or Borco. That is, yeah. I traded a 466K account for a company out in Houston, and I did that for, as you can see, I think it was 4 months, and I made a 44% profit on that account, and it translated into be about 50K on that account. Because they started with 10,000, moved to 100,000, and then I think they went to 3, and then eventually 466. That poor company that I was trading for ended up losing that account, because the broker ran with their deposits and the profit. They were screwed. The broker was Belfor FX. I don't recommend them. They're still around and they're still scamming people. So be really careful not to, or just don't join with them. That broker turned scam right after they took that company's money. So yes, they did have a loss of $466,000, and I think it might have been even more than that. So be really careful with these non-regulated brokers, guys. They can screw you over. Unfortunately, I had to be let go from trading with them because of the loss that they took. I mean, it makes sense if a company loses 500K, and the person, even though I made them profit, and really good profit for that matter, over 4 months, yeah, I was let go because of that. They couldn't bounce back very well from it. So very unfortunate case, but it did give me good experience though. I was able to trade a 466K account for a good amount of time, and 100K plus for more than 4 months. So I have experience with high accounts, high account volume, or balance. And so I'm grateful for that experience, but it didn't end well for them, at least. Yeah, Bell4 FX is because they offered 400 to 1 leverage for U.S. traders, so they were not regulated. But the my boss for the company in Houston wanted to take advantage of that. But you do know that there are better brokers to do that with. Forex Broker Inc. is one, and Telenex is another. Those two can offer up to 500 to 1 leverage for U.S. traders. So he chose poorly, unfortunately. FXCM, I don't like them. They don't offer 500 to 1 leverage, especially for clients in the U.S. The max that they offer is 50 to 1. Is it different trading with higher lots? Yeah, with that account size, guys, I was scalping. I was scalping on the euro US dollar, and I think the highest lot amount that I traded was 350 lots on one trade. That was one trade, 350 lots. Um, and I think I had a total at that point about 500 lots out on that account. Don't take me word for word for it. You can look through the history to see how many lots I traded, but it was pretty freaking scary. But you still look at that account, since you're talking about it on YouTube. If you look at that account, you'll see 44% profit. And the thing is, I only had a 6.4% drawdown. You can see my equity curve on that was was decent. I was pretty much just scalping on that account, and my drawdown was low, even with having 350 lots out. But you can see that this account is basically dead because it still has $100,000 left in it, and he tried to withdraw. He tried to withdraw the balance. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. $356,000 is what he tried to withdraw. And so what happened is they actually posted it as withdrawn, and I think he moved this into another account. And what he did is he moved it into another account and tried to withdraw it from there, from his personal account. And that's when everything went to crap. And they ended up running the with the 356,000 that he tried to withdraw and the additional that was left in. He tried to withdraw a smaller amount. He didn't try to withdraw the whole amount of the account, which is 466, because he didn't want the broker to freak out with him trying to withdraw a massive amount like that. A lot of times, if you're with a broker, a 466K withdrawal is really hard to do for the broker, depending on how many clients they have and their volume and their LP. Their LP could be really pissed off with trying to take a withdrawal like that. And so they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle withdrawal, and they decided to turn into a scam broker and run. And nobody could track them down. The business was invisible, and this is what happens to brokers. And this is what could happen with brokers like Telenex, with Forex Broker Inc. And so people are always wondering, why not trade with them if you can get higher leverage? It's because this happened. I was trading with this broker when they just picked up and ran. So these brokers, Telenex and Forex Broker Inc., can turn scam at any moment. And all it takes is for somebody to try to withdraw a large amount and for them not to be able to handle it. And then they could just say, you know what, guys, we're going to pick up shop and run. That can happen. That can happen anywhere. So I really think it's wise to trade at a regulated broker if you have an account size, especially if you have an account size that's 10,000 or above. 20,000 is pushing it, in my opinion. Yeah, 20,000 is way different than 466K, but honestly, I wouldn't take my chances. That is the reason why I moved to Oanda from trading at other brokers. You can see from my trading stats, I made 93% on this account, which was Forex Broker, which was Belfour. This account, Ryan personal account, was at Forex Broker Inc. I made a 70% profit on that account, withdrew my profits, and made a standard account at a regulated broker. So I basically got really close to doubling in my account. I think it was double my account because they gave me a bonus. Doubled my money and withdrew my profits and just started from that point. So at that point, I was just trading with the profits that I had made and withdrew my balance. So really be careful with what brokers you choose, because most of them are out to get you, really. And the ones I've liked, I've tried 7. I've been at FXCM, Forex Broker Inc., Telenex. I can't even remember, Forex.com. I've traded at IC as well, even though I'm not, even though I'm a U.S. resident, they don't accept U.S. clients. But I traded for that same company out in Houston for IC markets, and I've also demo traded with them. Let's see. I've also traded at FX Choice as well. Decent, but again, not regulated. Yeah, Belfour FX is really weird, George. Uh, and they try to entice you with bonuses. Whenever you see a broker trying to entice you with a lot of bonuses, that's usually not a good sign. I can't believe you were telling the story without cussing. I try not to do that because I don't want to say use a bunch of profanity in a live stream, especially if there's younger people watching, which is probably not. But I try to keep it PG-13 maybe. But I'm not much of a swear. I don't. That's just not part of who I am. Even when I get mad, it's very rare that you'll hear me use profanity. I will get mad though. You don't want to see me mad. When I get pissed off, I really get bitey, even without using swear words, as my wife may tell you. So Do you believe in backtesting strategy? I should really leave, but you guys do have some decent questions. Do you believe in backtesting a strategy using historical data before trading with it real capital? Yes, I do. And I've done this with the 100 EAs that I've had, or I think it's anywhere from 50 to 100 EAs that I've had created. I didn't create these EAs. Initially, I created these EAs because I wanted an automated strategy that could run for me. And the thing is that I gradually over time, especially talking with Trader 34, I realized that EAs had a huge drawback, and that was that they couldn't take into effect the fundamentals. The fundamentals are huge, especially right now in the last year. The price has been driven by the fundamentals, and in most cases, it is driven by the fundamental side. And the price action or the technical side helps us to gauge where the fundamental is driving the price. Is it going to end here? Is it going to end there? And so that's why the technical side helps us. And I made some or had some EAs created, or a lot of EAs created, to show me what technical strategies were going to be best in my live trading. So the strategies that I had created, that the ones that would last the longest, so over a span of 5+ years, would help me. It would show me that that is a decent technical strategy that I could use in my trading, taking the fundamental side into consideration. So not trading when there's high impact news, and not trading when news is going to be coming out. And so this would be a good strategy to use. And so coming back to the EA side in a second, guys, look at my trade. Look what's going on now. We're having some movement, and now I'm close to hitting my profit. I'm more than halfway. And it looks like I'm going to hit that profit here in a second. And we're getting a little bit of a spike on the yen right now. Actually, no, we're getting a spike on the USD. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm checking all the yen pairs. Yeah, it's a spike on the yen. Definitely. That is a yen move that's happening on this candle, and it's going in my favor. So with these EAs, I think they taught me a lot. They taught me a lot about what money management techniques work, the risk money management, what type of basket trading works, what's possible in EA trading, and why not to trade the news. All those kind of things, and I have so many of them that I've used in the past, and they've been very helpful in my trading and backtesting. Now EAs are one way to backtest. Years and years in the past, I had one EA and I still do have an EA that's been profitable for the last 21 years on the euro pound. It's a range trading, basket trading EA. And it makes anywhere from 1 to 2% per month. But it has, over some periods of those years, it has a high drawdown percentage, which was in the 80%. So it hit 80% at one point during those 21 years. I'm not really sure if I want to use it ever. I want to stick to my plan of counter trend trading with just the 7% cutoff. 80% is not viable trading, especially if you're trading an account of 100+ K. Or even smaller than that, 20%, 20,000. I'm not even sure if I would want to risk 80% of my account, even if it happened back in 2005. You know, so that's how I look at that stuff. How about Pepperstone? I've heard good things about them. I can't use them because they don't allow U.S. clients. Is there a difference between money management and risk management? Yes, in my opinion. Money management to me is how you conduct your trading. So for me, money management is the basket trading. This is where do I place my second, third trades? Is it based on price action? Is it based on trend lines? What is it based on? Uh, and uh, and risk management to me is how big my how much volume I'm trading. Um, is it 0.1 lots for every thousand for every $10,000? Is it 0.05? How much volume are you using for each of your trades? Both of them are very important to me. And honestly, if you're talking about what is uh, the holy grail, this holy grail idea of trading forex, to me it's money management and risk management. It's both. It's both of those. And if you can figure out how to beat the market or have an edge in regards to money management, that's what you should be doing, because there's an edge to be made in money management. And my goal 3 years ago, and this is how I started becoming more profitable of a trader, was to find a money management strategy that could work in any market. Doesn't matter if it's up or down. And that's what I sought for in my EA trading, and I was able to find it. But I also realized that even that EA back 3 years ago just recently crashed in January of 2015 after 21 years. It showed me that I couldn't rely on even on an EA that was able to make 2 to 3% per month for over a course of 21 years. Why? Trading because the market's always changing. It's always changing, and so just because something has been working for 21 years does not mean it's going to continue. And that was a realization to me in January 2015. Now, luckily, I wasn't trading the EA live in January 2015, and so I did not have a total loss. But yes, it did. So if you would have ran the EA from 1994 to 2015 before the crash happened, it made something like $5 million on a $10,000 account just from compounding. And I can show you the guys that next stream if there's any interest. But it was something ridiculous, and so it would be really sad to lose a $5 million account based on an EA that hasn't lost for 21 years. It was a huge eye opener to me that you really have to take the fundamentals into trading EAs. And make sure that you're watching that news so you don't get stuck into a sticky situation that happened there. I've heard a lot of people talk about XM.com. I'm not even sure. I haven't checked them out. I don't know if they allow US clients or not. Just copy. I also can't use them. What plan do you use to scale up your position size as you gain profits? Let's see. I don't scale up. That's not something I do. So what you mean is if I put in another order, say here. So this one is in profit. Instead of so removing my take profit and then adding to that by trying to add to this trend. So I guess scaling up would mean that I keep adding to this move. The thing is I don't know how long this move is going to last. So I'm just going to take my profit, have a sure thing of taking 20 pips and leaving that is. I don't care how long this US dollar Japanese yen goes past my take profit level. At that point, once my take profit is hit, I don't really look at what happened after. I don't think that, okay, let's say that this moved all the way up to here before it reversed. I don't think, oh, I should have left my order in. I should have changed my take profit level from here to here. That's not how I look at it. I don't look at lost pips in that way. I look at what happened in the initial move from here, from my order placement to my take profit level. And after that is done, I move on. And that's what you guys should do as well, because you can't be always looking on the past tense in trading. Oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Then you're just an emotional trader at that point. because you wish that you did that, or wish that you didn't do that, or you wish that you sold this instead of bought. You gotta live in the moment, not in something that should have happened or you should have done. You need to stick to your plan and not be disappointed of what actually took place. Because if you're trading like that, then yeah, you could be an emotional trader, and that has its own problems. I don't add to positions because I don't find that to be very effective. I lose pips that way, and I don't want to lose pips. All right, guys, I'm coming back to you on forex. Forexsignals.com. I haven't looked at this page for the chat for a while. Juggler, I told you, yeah, Ryan, I told you with UJ, we will win. That's positive thinking, Juggler. I didn't know that this was going to go into profit very quickly. I can't say that. Oh, I can't tell you guys. Guys, I'm right. I was totally right about this trade. I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah, right. I don't know that it was gonna happen. I was given hints that it was. I know that this move was headed down, and the longer it continues to push down, the more likely that there's going to be some retracement. I know that to be a fact. That is a fact. The longer it moves down, the more likely it is to have some kind of bounce or retracement. And my hint was this engulfing candle. That was a hint. I'm not going to say that was an indication that this was going to for sure move up because that's impossible. But it was a hint. And I also had the hint of it moving down. The longer it moves down, the more of a chance to bounce up. And the engulfing candle on top of that means I have a decent indication or a prediction that this would move up. Now, how much, I don't know. And because of that, I'm taking only 20 pips to be sure. And that is how I look at the market. Ryan looks young. Yes, I am. I'm 30 years old. But I have an even younger face. I've been trading for, shoot, I keep forgetting, for 11 years. I'm in my 11th year now of trading. Okay. Whoa, good boy is in really deep right now. I'm just checking. Why is he in so deep? What is he in on? He's in the pound again. Gosh, dude, what is he doing on the pound? Oh, I see what he's doing, guys. He was trying to go off of this trend line right here. And this trend that he was trying to catch, he must have bought right in this area. Now you can see that was a powerful candle and broke right through. His trend lines are so tight and so small. I mean, look, he saw this right here. I know how he trades now because I've been watching and it's been on the live stream. That an experienced trader will know what he's doing. So the guys he bought in this area looking for a trend line. Now I've just told you trend lines are not very accurate, so he must be using some kind of level as well. He can't be just using trend lines because this will happen, a breakdown and what they call a breakout in a trend line. So he just got caught in a heavy breakout. Now he's looking to take levels on that position. So he's going to be looking at trend levels or level play for his reentries. So there's a level here, and there are minor levels that he'll be looking at here as well in this one. I don't know how much margin he has left. His percentage, 222%. He does not have a lot of margin left to work with. He's going to have to start closing out trades if he wants to enter again. His mistake was he put too much emphasis on this move on certain levels. That's why his margin's running out. So he will have to close some other trades and get in at a better position. So guys, what I'm looking at, and I'm going to pull this over so you can see. Okay, so what we're looking at here is he put too much emphasis on the top order here. there, and it looks like he put too much in here. I'm not really sure why he put a lot in there. I think he saw it was a good level to enter, but it went against him really quickly. Now he needs retracement about in this area for him to probably get out of this. And how many pips is that? Coming back to my charts. That's about 30 pips, 25 to 30 pips. But if it keeps going against him, I'm trying to see if I can help you guys out to see if there's any price action hints of this moving up for him. Not yet, not yet. I do see this Harami candle here, but the price action just broke right through it like it was nothing. I mean, it did bounce back up a little bit. He didn't get that retracement. Not looking great for him right now. This could continue down. If this level down here is broken, then I would see more on the downside. So hopefully he gets that retracement up that he needs. What's his current drawdown? Refreshing his page, his current drawdown is about 25%. He doesn't have a lot of room left. In Fernando, how much have I made in 11 years? Ooh, that's hard to say. 10 years, nothing. I made nothing in 10 years of trading because I kept losing on accounts. But in my 11th year, for the last 15 months, I've turned a $5,000 account. I started with 5K. And I've withdrawn 10,000 of that, and I've made. If I were to guess with how much I've withdrawn and how much I've profited, and I have a $10,000 account right now, I've probably made about 20,000 in the last 15 months, starting with a 5K account. Let's see. So good boy needs that movement. Let's see if he gets it. He needs it to go to about here in order to get out at break even. Like I said, that's about 25 to 30 pips. But if it goes down and breaks this level again, he could be in serious trouble for another 40% cutoff. He's probably sweating right now, I would guess, especially considering that he has no more room left to add orders, or not a lot at least. I've told you guys before, you need some margin room in order to survive in trading. Now this margin is too low, and it means it doesn't have a lot of room. And it's also because his orders were so close together too. He very well could hit this, go back up, but he needs quite a bit of a retracement up to this area in order to get out, because he had so many trades up here. Okay, so let's see. I know you guys are interested in seeing what Good Boy is up to. So I think at this point I'm going to leave you to it, and let's hope that he doesn't lose the account again, or 40%. But you guys, maybe you can see now what the repercussions of this type of trading is. What happens here? And I've admitted it with my trading strategy as well. You have to understand the risks involved with this trading. You're probably kicking, or not kicking yourself, but like really scared right now. What's going to happen? if he's going to pull out of it, especially if you have money involved. Hopefully it's money that you can lose and not, your retirement money or money that you need or credit card money. I really hope it's not credit card money. Because considering this type of trading, it's not good to risk that kind of stuff. But I understand that there's like Sniper FX. I understand, and I don't want to pound on Good Boy that much. Sometimes it's a little frustrating uh, because I understand the repercussions with this type of trading. I'm frustrated with the fact of how many new traders get involved in this kind of trading because it is, it's so awesome. It's exciting. It's exciting to see this happen. Somebody make a bunch of money off of, off this type of trading. But it's so disheartening to see somebody lose, thousands upon thousands of dollars, trying to appeal to this audience, that's, don't kill me for saying this, that's a little bit more gullible on these types of profits. If you're willing to risk, if you have money to throw out, just throw out on the street, then maybe this is trading that you can do. But if it's money that you need and that you're trying to make some kind of income off of, that's not what you should be doing here. So I'm gonna stop preaching, and crossing my fingers for those of you that are involved with this trade that it pulls out, that he gets the retracement that he needs, and we'll go from there. Misery loves company, Ryan. Trendline trader, yeah, good one. I wish that someday he would trade lower risk on his trades, but that's not him. People have asked for it. People have asked for it on this thread. Nick, can you lower the risk for us so we can trade his strategy at a lower risk amount? And Nick has said so far, no. It's because it has to come from the actual trader himself. He has to decide that I want to take a lower risk on this, and he should be more flexible that way. And he's not at this point, which to me is a bit frustrating that he's not flexible. He'll probably disagree with me that he's flexible in his trades, that he's not risking a lot. But if you look at all of his trades, there are tons of lots involved, and I don't even know how many lots he has out right now. Let me see. He currently has out 91 lots on a $90,000 account. Now you guys remember I had 350 lots out on a $466,000 account, but boy, I was sweating and that was scalping. It's not fun. It's not fun to be in that position. But at the time, I was only at 6% drawdown. He is in 30% drawdown. Big difference. She said to put less money in. So who said that, Nick or did Good Boy? Because I don't think Good Boy would tell you to put less money in. That's not the type of guy he is. Nick, on the other hand, yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm like almost just interested in talking about what's happening here until this closes out. But I mean, I do have places I should be. But I am interested in seeing what happens. Is he going to survive? Is he going to lose? Currently, it says that he's in 25% drawdown, so he must have hit 30 at some point. But you know that when he gets down to this level, just even in this small move down to that level, it moves from 20% to 30%. So like because he has so many orders in, that the small moves against him really hurt bad. I mean, the positive ones also help him a lot too. But when things get ugly, they get ugly very quickly, and he doesn't really have an exit strategy. He holds on to trades. People are always talking about, oh, good boy has so many guts. He's got guts, and I love that about him. But the thing is that he's got apparently he has too many guts, or too many balls. I don't know how to put it, because he holds on to a long period of time and he doesn't cut trades when they become negative. So what happens is it goes into the stage where he's hoping, and he needs luck. At this point, he needs luck for it to retrace. Now, what he said before is, I know it's going to reverse. You don't know that, good boy. You don't know if it's going to reverse. It may reverse at some point, like the analogy that I told you. The longer it goes down, the more chance of it to retrace. But the thing is that he doesn't actually know when that's going to happen. And for those of you saying that he's a genius and knows when that's going to happen, that's not correct. That's not how you should be looking at the market. He is hoping for a retracement, and that's why he's entered at these different levels, hoping that these levels were strong enough. And that's where his skill comes in, is entering at these levels that he thinks that there is going to be a reversal point. Now, his second entries were here. Now he was hoping for a reversal, and it did a little bit of a bouncing move, a ranging. Then he tried again here after he saw this big push candle here, another area, and with the inside candle as well, and that failed. And so he tried again right after that at this level. And so far, it's holding. It's slowed down. We'll see if he gets the retracement or not. Yeah, Potter, you're right. This is a bad spell for him. And that he has a lot of good trades. Hold on a second, guys. I mean, I can't disregard the fact that he's done 26% profit on the account. He had a loss of 40, and then he made a lot of it back very quickly. But he every once in a while he will have these bad calls or these bad trades that go against him, which he struggles to get out of and needs a miracle for it to jump back up. We don't know if it's going to reverse at this point, and it could potentially go down, but it very well could bounce up. He needs a little luck now. He needs luck at this point. Sorry guys, 1 second. Hold on. You're asking the trend line on the pound on my charts. Oh, I was just talking about this move down. And I was talking about the levels in that move. Was there confusion in that? It's hard to see. Yeah, it's hard to see trend lines or levels on the 15-minute chart. I do see some where he's trying to look at price action. I mean, the zoom is too high on the stream. So if I'm looking at the 5-minute chart, he's looking at these levels. Okay. So as you know, he was trying to use this trend line. So he entered trades here. He got killed initially and it went down. So he's looking at this level. As you can see on the feed, he entered a lot of trades at this level. It was a big important level. That broke again. That level was broken. And now, oh dear, it's moving again. And then he looked at the next level. So the levels I'm looking at, and this is just on the 5-minute chart, levels aren't great on the 5-minute chart because they don't hold very well. That's why I like the higher time frames. This level, this is another important level. This level, is another level, and he put a lot of his trades here and a lot of his trades here. And he doesn't have any margin left to put any trades here, or a lot, because his margin is too low. So he's hoping for a push back up at this point because he's run out of margin. He's quickly running out of cards to play because of where his margin is with the 90 lots out. He was a little bit unwise to put too many lots in at the top up here on the beginning of that trend line, and it went against him quickly. But yeah, he's run out of cards at this point and needs it to push up where it is, because if it goes any lower, he doesn't have any margin to correct. Ryan, I want everyone to lose but me. That's a bit greedy. I actually don't want that. I don't want people to lose in trading. I think it sucks to see people lose money. I don't want to see people lose a lot of money. I don't want to see Good Boy lose $90,000 or whatever it is. It's going to be 40 if he actually doesn't make it on this trade. I think that sucks. It sucks to see people lose their money like that. But it also makes me mad at the same time, because in the first place, I don't feel like people should be doing that type of trading anyway. I don't think they should be losing that 40,000 on that account anyway. It takes, unfortunately, in the forex world, it takes losing money to learn from mistakes. And I agree with that. I feel like I had to lose too, in order for me to correct my mistakes. Bangish, yes, Good Boy does have experience in this type of trading over the last 2 years. But if you followed Good Boy, I hope Nick doesn't get mad at me for disclosing this stuff, but it's public domain. Good Boy has a history of doing this with multiple accounts. He grows his accounts to pretty good, like 600 to 1,000, 1,500%, and then he loses it. And this has happened over the course of the last 2 years, over and over and over again. And it sucks to me for me to keep seeing that happen with him, because I keep seeing him make good profits and then lose his entire account. The thing is that he's done differently this time, which I'm proud of that he's doing, is he's withdrawing his money as he goes. And so he's actually will come out with an overall profit on this. But it sucks to see him keep losing accounts over and over again and not necessarily learning from his mistakes. Now, he closes some trades out now. But I would like to see him modify his strategy a little bit more so it's a little bit safe in the longer term, especially when other traders are involved like they are now. In Bangish, I also caught Good Boy doing some really weird things with his MyFXBook account, where he lost his account of 12,000 over 12,000 1,200%, and he manipulated the results to show that to make believe that his account was still active. It was a dirty move. I didn't like it. I put it all over the internet. I don't think Good Boy likes me very much now because of it. But I didn't trust him at that point. I see that he's trying to be involved with the community. He's making good profits so far. He's being a little bit more honest and transparent about how he's approaching. So he is changing in some ways. I'd like to see more, though. In my forex experience, how much you lose money? Well, I'm all about being transparent, right? So I'm going to tell you guys. Now brace yourself. How much I've lost. I'm trying to decide if I need to tell you the full amount, because I kind of feel like I should tell you the actual dollar amount that I lost in my first 2 years of trading, because it will show you how serious it is. What's happened. Um, so I know I've gotten into this again, and I've been going for a long period of time. But for those of you that are new to trading, I don't want you to make the same mistakes as me, and that's why I'm preaching to you right now in regards to high risk trading. I lost 30K in my first 2 years, and I know people have lost a lot more. Now, I was also making decent money at the time, so I could handle a loss like that. I basically took out a loan. I had a very expensive Porsche that I was driving. It actually, got me dates with my wife before we were married, or just after. And so I knew my Porsche was worth about 30K. And so I knew that if I had a loss, that I could use my Porsche as collateral. And yeah, it was rough go. I That was in 2008, 2008 and 2009, I believe, that happened. It might have been just before. So I was risking too much. I was basically pulling what Good Boy is doing. I wasn't basket trading, but I was copying other traders that I felt like they knew what they were doing. I was high risking. I was hoping. I was putting way too many. My money management risk on my trades was way too high. I didn't have a lot of breathing room. It was just everything was a total mess. And I unfortunately, with that 30,000, this is how it panned out. I borrowed 10. I borrowed 10,000. I lost that 10,000 pretty quickly. I then borrowed 20,000, and then I lost the 20,000. The thing is with the 20,000 is I grew that 20,000 to 40. I doubled it, and I was stupid, and lost that as well. I lost the profit, and I lost the balance because I didn't withdraw. I was dumb. I was dumb with the money. Please don't do that. Don't do what I did, because it was a huge mistake. I know much better now. That it's 10 years later, or whatever it is, seven years later, um, and you don't need to lose big portions like that in order to profit in the forex. You don't need to lose money in order to learn from your mistakes. It's not necessary. Yeah, modem. People lose a lot more than that. I know there's traders here that have lost a lot more than 30,000. It's because we take too big of risks. We're too confident. Most traders that I know are overly confident, and a lot of times that makes them good traders, but it's also their demise as well. Too much confidence means that they are going to make irrational calls. They're going to be know-it-alls with what's happening in the market, and they're going to make bad decisions. Too much confidence will almost always result in a lost account, or losses in general. I try to stay humble. I try to stay focused. I try to help others. And that's why I've been so transparent with my streams, showing you guys pretty much exactly what I do, to the T, because I don't want you to lose money. That's why I talk so much about Good Boy, is because I don't want you to lose your accounts with him, especially if it's money that you can't afford to lose. If it's money that you can afford to lose, then go for it. Go for it if you're not going to be grumpy about losing $1,000. You can handle it. But if it's money that you can't afford to lose and it really affects you, that's a big no-no for me. This is a cruel game until you can turn the corner. Yeah, Potter, you're so right. It takes sometimes, unfortunately, it takes a long time for most people. Armin, that's such a tricky question. Ryan, how else would you recommend to learn? Because there's not any good information anywhere. I can't just point you in one direction. Go to forexfactory.com or Baby Pips or read this book or read that book. It's so scattered. I, 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 I tell you the best recommendation that I can tell you to do is find somebody that's profitable, that you know has a profitable history, that's not manipulating their MyFX book results, which they can. Any results that are posted online can be manipulated. The only way to know for sure that an account is real is doing exactly what I'm showing you here. You know that this account is real because it's a video. It's not a screenshot. It hasn't been doctored. You know that this is a live account and that I have $9,593 in it. And that's the only way you can know that an account and a trader is real, is to see video proof of that. A screenshot, not good enough. An account statement, not good enough. MyFX book results, better, not good enough. SimpleTrader, it's still a site tracker. I don't trust it. Not good enough. So the thing is that you guys have to really be careful with who you're copying, for one, and who's teaching you, for another thing. If the person is willing to teach you for free, like I'm doing right now, I'm doing these streams, I'm not charging you any money. Yeah, to follow me, to take my trades, I charge you after 2 months of free service. But I'm also still giving you 2 months to take my trades for free. And I'm also showing you what I'm doing as well. So traders that are like that, and this was, again, taught to me by Trader 34, the same guy. And he said, I said, oh, should I pay you for you to teach me what you know? Or how does that work? And he just said, why? Most people don't understand what I'm teaching them anyway. So what's the big deal of me showing you? Because most likely you won't get it in the long run anyway. Made sense to me. So I'm hoping that you guys understand what I'm saying, and that you're able to make some profitable trades. That's why I'm posting the trade ideas below, to help you out, maybe make a few pips. But honestly, in the long run, if you really want to know what I'm doing, it's best to copy my results, and you have 2 days left to do that. To do that for 2 months, for free. I'm going to post that link again, since I've been on here forever. For those of you that still want to try to copy those signals. YouTube, sorry, I've been neglecting you. I can't. There's so many questions, I just can't answer all of them. So my trade on the UJ is unfortunately now its momentum is gone, but I'll still continue to hold on to it. EuroCAD also ranging as well, and Good Boys trades are still sitting as well. The volatility is leaving the market. I told you before that after 11:30 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the volatility usually finishes. This will be a long-term trade for Good Boy now. He needs a big retracement back up in this area, and the volatility is dead. Now that doesn't mean that it could still jump up there, but it also means that it could things will slow down, and he will be in this trade for a longer period of time. You lost around 20K on the pound buying an apartment in 2008. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, guys, you don't need to lose all this money in order to profit. Demo trade. I can't press it enough. Demo trade until you're profitable for 3 months. A month is not good enough. 2 months is not good enough. 3 months is barely good enough. That's the minimum. I would really like to see people trying to profit for 6 months on a demo account. And then at that point, yeah, maybe you can try $1,000 account. But it's not going for oh, I'm profitable on a demo account for 3 months. That means that I can jump right into a $100,000 live trading account. That's not how it should work. You should need to gradually get yourself into it. Trading is not something that you'll get quick results with. That's not something you should expect lots of money from instantly. You really should. It's a build-up. It's a lot of knowledge. You need to understand what you're doing. If you're in the market to copy other traders, you need to know how to do your research. You need to know what traders are good, which are bad, which are manipulating the results, which are actually legitimately have long-term trading history that you can trust. If that's what you're doing, then you need to understand that game better. If you're in it to just find knowledge and understand what's happening, then you should try to find as much information as possible. Check out the forums, other places, but nothing is gold out there. There's not going to be some golden truth of information that you find. That information is found by yourself. You have to find your own niche or your own edge. Niche, your own niche, or your own edge in the market in order to profit. No problem, Bangish. Trading mini lots profitable? Uh, it can be depending on your account size. Yeah, hedge Bitcoin. I lost 5K on Brexit. Woke up 4 hours later and made half it back. You, hedge Bitcoin. You shouldn't have been trading Brexit in the first place, buddy. You should know better. That kind of stuff is for maybe you could stomach it. Not for me. That's a huge gamble. That was so up in the air. Most people thought that it was going to be positive, the Brexit, that the UK was going to stay in. To our surprise, it was not. It was based on a vote that we didn't know. It kept changing. The vote prior to the actual official Brexit vote, the stats kept changing. So anything could have happened. And so for those traders that stayed out, I praise you for staying out. That means that you have good control. Now, hedge Bitcoin doesn't mean that you have bad control. It just means that you shouldn't have lost that 5K or 2,500 because of playing a 50-50 flip of a coin there. Yes, Potter, if you have a 100K account and you lost 5K, it's a bad day, but not the end of the world. I completely agree. That's a 5% loss. Not bad. But I lost 28K. Yes. Oh, Krusty. Thanks for the honesty. I don't believe in pay signals. If a person is making money, then subscribers will help his positions. I don't believe in pay signals. Are you talking about like a commission based off of the profit from the account? Is that what you're talking about? If that's the case, I agree with you. I think that that signals are more beneficial for the person following. And if that's just my opinion, because I know that you can make a decent commission. Like typical is like 30%. So if I were to trade somebody's account, 30% would be the typical standard amount. That's good. That's fine. That's standard. But subscribers, a lot of times it's a better deal because you're getting a lot of the same. You're getting the same trading just by copying the signals. But there is some benefits, and the benefits are that you'll get a better execution. If the person or the trader is trading your account personally, you'll get a better execution. Now the copiers, the SimpleTrader.com, there will be a slight delay, 1 to 2, 3, maybe 3 seconds on each of your orders. So you'll get a not as good of an execution rate as the actual trader himself. So that's the benefit, is better execution, potentially better entries. But yes, the fee is higher. I always find it funny that you guys like these like presentations by me or just me talking about this stuff. I hope you're not finding it boring. Please let me know. Yeah, Modem, I do. I do watch the news. I keep track of the news if it's coming out. I won't place trades if news is coming out 10 to 15 hours before, if it's high impact. I always check forexfactory.com for high impact news that's coming out. I suggest you do the same. Trading the news or having positions in too early or before a high news impact will definitely affect that position, especially if it's still in. I'm not a news trader. Um, I like trading the markets when there when they're quieter, and the technical analysis has more of effect because it's not being driven just by the news. Right, that's what I'm doing now. Probably not going to touch a live account until I'm consistent for 6 months to a year. Yes, is that Lima? Lima FX. I agree. Now it's a slow process. A lot of people hate that because they have to have patience. Patience on a demo account. It seems like a waste of time trading for 6 months and on demo. It's not a waste of time. You're learning. You're learning during that time. It's a valuable lesson. You shouldn't be greedy. You shouldn't be try to jump the gun because if you do jump the gun, mistakes can happen. No problem. New York Storm. I don't remember using demos. Just deposit what you can afford to lose, even if it's just $100 a month. That's true. This should be a hobby for most people. And when I say a hobby, that means extra money that you can afford to lose. Um, and this isn't something that's quick fix either. You got to spend the time learning. Good. Lima FX, you have a very good mindset. I don't know how new you are to FX, but that kind of mindset where you say you're going to demo trade for 6 months and you're only going to deposit what you can afford to lose. Very good mindset and a good start. That is if you're a new trader. That's how I think most new traders should be approach the market. And unfortunately, that's not the case. Jenny, you're saying that good boy is okay from here? I'm not so sure. If that low that you see in the 5-minute chart is broken, it could mean bad news for him. It could mean further down movement, especially if it closes below that level too. Demo is important. I made three years only demo trading. I'm lucky to learn strategies that not work with 0% risk. Yeah. Sido Roman. Yeah. Very good mindset. Trade for demo as long as you can. I just did 3 months as the minimum. If you can profit longer than 3 months, which is typically you should try to push for 4 months, so you can beat that that 3-month hump. So getting over that is a big deal. Trading is like karate. Potter, you and your analogies, they always crack me up. I've been trying to sleep for the last hour, but it's too interesting. Well, that's good. I'm glad that it's interesting. I mean, unfortunately, guys, I'm not getting paid for this stream. That's just what we do. Us streamers understand that we're not getting paid to do this, and I've been on here for 2.5 hours. Now, luckily, I don't have a lot going on today, so I'm able to do this. But other days, I'm trying to stick to about 30 minutes. Um, and I like to answer people's questions. I'm interested in showing you trading, and I did that earlier. But I'm also really interested in putting you guys in the right mindset, because that mindset is what I feel like traders lack more than actual trading technique or trading itself. I Justin, I like I like blue kangaroos because your name is blue. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to cut this now. Um, so because my wife is calling right now too, and I do have some places I need to be. There's a lot of questions I haven't gotten to. But I think that's a good place to end. I'll be here in the rest of the day, guys, in the chat room. So if you want to ask me questions, I can. I'll try to get to your comments. Be patient with me if I'm taking a little bit of a break since I've been on here for the last 2.5 hours. Those of you on YouTube, sorry about that. I've been neglecting your questions. Head over to forex, forexsignals.com. Where you can see where I'm typing and talking to people a lot. That's where I concentrate, do most of my focus. Again, here is my link for 2 months for free, and I'm also going to post that again here. 2 months free. There's only 2 days left, guys, to join, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Happy to spend the time with you guys today. I hope that it was beneficial, that you learned some things, and be careful with Good Boy next time, especially. And I hope that you're able to get out of this trade. I'll be watching it as well. Well, catch you later. Have a good rest of the day.